This is Ella Star with your Key Races and Bets podcast for Saturday, January 4th, 2025. Happy New Year and thanks so much for listening. This Key Races and Bets podcast is brought to you by amwager.com, AMWAGER. Amwager.com is a U.S. licensed, great legal online wagering website with great betting tools and perks. Amwager.com is legal for residents of most states and covers most tracks in North America as well as many around the world. Check it out at amwager.com. While you're there, if you're not a member, please sign up. Take a look. You'll really be happy you did. You can also get the Key Races and Bets blog, the written version of this podcast, at amwager.com, free without even logging in. Click on How to Bet and Ella Star's blog. We're going to start with the Mucho Macho Man Stakes. Race 10 at Gulfstream Park on January 4th, 4:52 Eastern. The top win contenders are Cool Intentions and Naughty Rascal. Another win contender is McKellen. This race is for 3-year-olds, run 1 mile around one turn, although not officially a road to the Florida Derby race, a road to the Kentucky Derby race as well. It could have implications similar to the Jerome Stakes in New York today and the Smarty Jones Stakes at Oaklawn Park. So even if we don't bet, we should watch it. Possibly remember who ran well, might move forward in the 3-year-old ranks as the distances increases from now until the first Saturday in May. Cool Intentions finished second in his debut in October, has won both starts since, including a race at this distance in November. He continues to improve and ran the fastest of any of this field in his most recent start by virtue of a 97 echo-based speed figure, a way to compare how fast horses ran around the country. He's by Authentic out of a Street Cry mare and is bred to be a strong contender on the Derby Trail, and his dam produced Telekinesis, who nearly won the Lexington Stakes, which is the last Triple Crown prep of the year, Derby prep of the year in April at Keeneland in 2018, and Telekinesis won the Play Trial in Canada that year as well, beat Cool Intentions to win. Naughty Rascal has won 3 of 5 and hit the board in his other 2. He's the only horse in the field, the only stakes winner in the field, and is 2 for 3 on the Gulfstream Park dirt. Naughty Rascal's last effort was the second fastest to field with a 95 figure, and he gets a good post for his tactical running style, allowing him, as well as Cool Intentions, to relax, as 3 need the lead types. Guns Loaded, Mucho Macho Music, and Rolando go at it from the start on probably faster than average fractions, leading Naughty Rascal and Cool Intentions to rally to get into the mix and battle down to the wire. McKellen is a bit less probable to win than the other 2, but 3-year-olds can improve markedly from race to race, so he can't be ruled out as a contender. McKellen won his debut in October at this mile trip at Gulfstream and finished second, improving to a 90 figure. Irad Ortiz Jr. gets on for the first time, wins 30% of the time over the past 2 years for trainer D'Angelo. McKellen's another bred to run well at this distance and longer. He's a half-brother to a horse named Tiny Temper, a filly who won the Azeri Stakes last year. For the Mucho Macho Man, race 10, Gulfstream, 4:52 Eastern, Saturday, January 4th. Consider win bets first on Cool Intentions at 9 to 5 or higher. Then consider a win bet on Naughty Rascal at 2 to 1 or more. McKellen at about 7 to 2 or more. Definitely going to bet Cool Intentions if he reaches the odds of the other 2. Probably bet the one at the highest odds, but I like Naughty Rascal a bit more. And if more than one of the contenders are above those minimum odds, we can bet more than one to win and should. The best way to do that is to use what's called a Dutching tool, which prorates our wagers to maximize our edge. And amwager.com has a free one that's easy to use to get you a mathematical edge. All you need to do is enter the total amount you want to win, and the bets are prorated for that kind of value. That's one of many tools and perks at amwager.com, by the way. Exactas. I'm not going to play any exactas or recommend any here because the 3 need the lead types can run second as well as the win contenders, so there might be too many exactas. But we'll play doubles, though. 2 double combinations in race 10. Cool Intentions, Naughty Rascal, and McKellen. In race 11, Corretto, Civetta, Nitrogen, and Good Long Cry. That's Cool Intentions, Naughty Rascal, and McKellen in race 10. In race 11, Corretto, Civetta, Nitrogen, and Good Long Cry. And the second double is going to be less because I want to play heavier combinations with the horses I think are most probable. So in race 10, I'm only going to play Cool Intentions. In race 11, play Civetta and Good Long Cry. Moving on to race 11 at Gulfstream on Saturday, January 4th. This is the Ginger Brew Stakes, 5:22 Eastern. The win contenders are Corretto, Civetta, Nitrogen, and Good Long Cry. Civetta could be, or should be, 3 for 4 in her career with 2 wins and a neck defeat when second in 4 races, all on turf. Her last 3 since her maiden win were in stakes like this one. The most recent, a 2-turn race just like this one, the Wait a While Stakes. Irad Ortiz Jr. rode her for the first time in the Wait a While rides back. Her last 2 Equibase speed figures of 88 89 are consistent, although not the fastest in the field. So, as such, she may not go to post the favorite as she did in the Wait a While, and that's great. Good Long Cry is also likely to go to post the higher odds than either Nitrogen or Corretto for reasons I'll mention in a second. Although Good Long Cry has just 1 win in 6 races, that win last time out by 6 lengths is a really strong effort, which kind of shows she now understands what's expected of her. Before that, she came up a half-length short, winning in 2 straight, with her race 1 before that, October 6th, having earned a 99 speed figure, the 3rd highest in the field. Good Long Cry's got good tactical running style, and we can expect her to be 3rd or 4th early and running on nicely in the stretch. Nitrogen and Corretto both just ran in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf, although they went to post at odds of 49-1 and 66-1 respectively. They're going to be much lower odds and bet heavily here due to the huge drop in class. To assess their form at the level, we look at the races before that, where both ran well. Nitrogen finished 3rd in the Talma Stakes at 1 mile on turf with a 90 figure, while Corretto finished 3rd in the Miss Grillo Stakes with an 89 figure. Nitrogen has the best late speed in the field and should be coming on strongly late. And Corretto is a daughter of exceptional mare Spooky Kitten, and so is a half-sister to 3 other multiple turf route winners and stakes winners, including Spooky Channel, who won a few $1 million, and appears from her races to date that Corretto will be a stakes winner on grass at some point. In the Ginger Brew Stakes, race 11 at Gulfstream, 522 Eastern. This is the type of race for win bets where we need to let the public help us decide what horse will bet to win, taking a contrarian stand, betting the horse is the highest odds. So what I'm going to do is, between Civetta, Good Long Cry, Nitrogen, Corretto, I'm going to make minimum odds of 3-1, and I'm going to bet 2 of them at the highest odds above 3-1 or more, using the Dutching tool at Amwager to help me get value as well. For the exacta and trifecta, I want a box: Corretto, Civetta, Nitrogen, and Good Long Cry. Moving across the country to Santa Anita for another good race for horses. This is for fillies and mares. This is the Los Flores Stakes, race 9 at 6:30 Eastern. Strong top win contender is Ricci. Other win contenders are Pleasant and Pushiness. Ricci won 6 of 9 in her native Chile, finishing 2nd twice as well before importing to the U.S. She won at distances ranging from 5.5 furlongs all the way to 1.25 miles, including a pair of Group 1 stakes races. Ricci debuted locally in June off a 6-month layoff, ran huge when dueling head-to-head from the start, getting in front with an 1/8 of a mile to go, then settling for 2nd. Not bad at all following 6 months off and running in the U.S. for the first time. The 3rd horse came back to win, and the layoff she's coming from here isn't any different, so she should fire big, particularly with a portentous pattern. Blinkers off, fast workout. Her last 2 works, best of 50 and second best of 49 respectively. The 96 Equibase figure that Ricci earned in June in the similar Desert Stormer Stakes at this distance should be improved upon in her 2nd local start and more mature, and the fact she takes blinkers off after battling and tiring last out is good as well. She might be able to see the blinkers should help her to see whoever's next to her in the late stages and battle on. Pleasant has won 3 of 5 and finishing close to the winner in 2 others, including when coming up a nose shy of 2nd in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint 2 months ago. It's highly likely that because of that, Pleasant will be the heavy favorite, but she certainly can win. But the odds are not great for a win bet, but she must be used on exacta double and pick 3 and pick 4 tickets involving this race. On the other hand, the 100 figure she earned winning in September off a 13-month layoff isn't that much better than the 96 figure Ricci earned in her June effort, and with both expected to run well or better, both have the same probability to win, with Ricci offering better odds for the win bet. Pushiness is very likely to be the one to catch in this field, as she's had the lead after a 1/4 mile in every one of her 8 races to date, winning 4 of those 8. 3 were stakes, but against California breds, so a bit lower in class than this Open, which is not restricted stakes race. Pushiness lost ground in the last 1/8 of a mile in 3 of her last 4, and that's a concern, but she returns to 6 furlongs where she won 1 before last, and Umberto Rispoli has been aboard for 3 wins in 7 races. In the Los Flores Stakes, race 9 at Santa Anita, 6:30 Eastern, Saturday, January 4th. Ricci's a win bet at 3-2 or more, and I want to play an exacta box of Ricci and Pleasant, and Ricci and Pushiness in exacta boxes. Don't forget, you can get the written version of this podcast, which is the Key Race and Bets blog, free at amwager.com. Click on How to Bet and All Stars blog. While you're there, if you're not a member, sign up. It's legal to people in most states. If you're one of those states, check it out. Great betting tools and perks at amwager.com. I'll be betting there all weekend. I hope you will as well. Thanks so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week.